All right, let's talk about a term you've probably heard a million times in the business world: customer relationship management, CRM. But we're going to look at it from a totally different angle, one that challenges what most of us think it is.
So let me just ask you this straight up. When I say CRM, what's the first image that pops into your head? Seriously, just for a second, what do you picture?
If you're like pretty much everyone else, your brain probably jumped right to software, right? You're thinking about dashboards, sales reports, contact lists, some big complicated platform. And look, that makes total sense.
But what if that's just scratching the surface? What if thinking about CRM as just technology is kind of like mistaking the paintbrush for the painting itself? There's something much, much bigger going on here.
And this right here, this is the big switch we need to flip in our minds. We've got to stop seeing CRM as just a technical solution you buy and start understanding it as a core business philosophy that you adopt. Trust me, that one little shift in perspective, it changes everything.
Okay, so if it's not really about the software, then what in the world is it? Let's dive into what this whole CRM philosophy actually looks like. And here it is, the official definition from our source material. CRM is a strategy to learn more about customers' needs and behaviors in order to develop stronger relationships with them. Now listen to those words: strategy, learn, needs, behaviors, relationships. You know what word isn't in that core definition? Technology. So what this philosophy really boils down to is this simple but super powerful human-first cycle. Step 1, you genuinely try to learn what your customers need. Step 2, you pay attention and understand how they act. And step 3, you use everything you've learned to build a real solid connection with them. All right, so if CRM is this big philosophy, does that mean we just toss all the software out the window? No, not at all. Technology plays an absolutely critical role. It's just not the star of the show. Think of it as the powerful enabler working behind the scenes. And let's be super clear about this. The source goes out of its way to say that any successful CRM strategy absolutely 100% relies on technology. A great philosophy is one thing, but if you don't have the tools to actually put it into practice, well, it's just a nice idea. And that's the real job of technology here. It's the engine that brings the philosophy to life. It's what lets you handle all that customer learning and understanding efficiently so you can build those strong relationships with thousands or, hey, maybe even millions of people.
So we've got the philosophy on one hand and the tech on the other. How do we make sure they play nicely together and, more importantly, in the right order? Let's put these pieces together. The best way to do this, really the only way, is to follow this exact order. You always start with the philosophy. That's your why. Why are we putting our customers first? Then you build out the strategy. That's your how. How are we going to do it? And only then, at the very end, do you pick the technology. That's your what. What tool is going to help us get this done? So look, if you only remember one thing from all of this, let it be this. Your strategy has to drive your technology, not the other way around. You should never, ever buy some fancy CRM software and then try to twist your business to fit what the software does. It has to start with your plan.
And that leaves us with one last, kind of provocative question for you to chew on. Think about your own organization, your own team. Is your customer strategy really the one in the driver's seat, picking the tools you need? Or has the technology you already own started telling you how to run your strategy? The answer to that question is a really big deal. Thanks for tuning in.